Do we have a new emerging presidential ticket? We're going to take a look at the Engoron family who strikes again. And does the federal government want to turn your car off while you're driving? Stay tuned, everybody. For the best meat you have ever eaten in your life, go to samsbutchershop.com. Enter the coupon code TTT when you check out for a 10% discount. Hello, everyone. I am trailertrashtim. How's your mom and them? Welcome to the program and a good Friday to you all. I'm glad that you have joined us. A lot going on, more really than I can cover in one show, but let's go ahead and dig in and do what we can. Let's lead with the Engorons. All of you probably know who I'm talking about. Let me get a little bit of my little coffee. Y'all having coffee? It's coffee talk, right? You got your coffee? Nothing like it. Our weather has turned lousy. It's cold and it's rainy. It's in the 50s, but you know, it's kind of crummy, yucky. But you know, it's not summer anymore, that's for sure. You know about Judge Arthur Engoron, who is the judge presiding over the trial in New York with little Letitia James. This is the judge who looks like Scrooge, the one who says that Trump undervalued his properties to defraud banks and whatnot, which is utter nonsense. You could get a kid in the first grade to understand this. Well, you never would have believed that Donald Trump could get a fair trial out of this guy. We have him on record showing his utter contempt for Donald Trump. But there is a woman by the name of Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is an excellent, she may be the best reporter in America. Laura Loomer has a way of getting to the bottom of everything and anything. I don't know how she does it, but she has done it again, and she has exposed something that the Engorons probably did not want exposed. I don't know if you know who Laura Loomer is, but if you're on X or Twitter, you really want to look her up because she is on top of her game. And this is what Laura Loomer tweeted. I believe this was yesterday. Today is Friday. It was November 8th. What is today? Is it the 10th? It may have been on Thursday. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Laura Loomer posted this on X, and I just found it today, Friday. I have uncovered, she writes, I have uncovered screenshots from the X account of Dawn Marie Engoron, the wife of leftist New York City Judge Arthur Engoron, who is overseeing the civil fraud trial, civil fraud against, no, he is overseeing the civil fraud against President Trump, shows that she has been posting attacks on Trump from her account as the trial is ongoing. This is incredible bias, she's right. Listen to this, folks. This will blow your mind. This is Laura Loomer posting on X. Less than 24 hours ago, she, that is Dawn Marie Engoron, the judge's wife, she posted tweets in which she said, F Trump, except she said it, F Trump. She posted Photoshop pics of President Trump in an orange jumpsuit. She attacked me, Laura Loomer, during my live show last night for exposing her husband, and she is openly attacking President Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba. Nobody can actually say this is a fair trial. Now, I can see, I went looking myself for the X account of Mrs. Engoron, Dawn Marie Engoron. She is the wife, again, of Judge Engoron, but you can't view her account. You got to have a special pass to view Mrs. Engoron's account. Well, Laura Loomer was able to get into it somehow. I don't know how. And I am looking at the post that Dawn Marie Engoron made on her X account. She shows Trump in an orange jumpsuit, and she has someone painting on a wall the words F Trump, except they say the word F Trump. Bear in mind, This is the wife of Judge Arthur Engoron, okay? Now you tell me, is Trump getting a fair trial from Judge Engoron? We already knew he wasn't, but this just adds fuel to the fire. This only adds ammunition to our case. This is outrageous. There is no way anyone could possibly say that Donald Trump is getting a fair trial from this man. This is a bogus trial. It should not even be happening, but this is just more proof of what a sham it is. So kudos to Laura Loomer for exposing this. Good for her. All right, let me move on. I don't know how many of you saw the debate the other night between the remaining GOP nominees vying for the GOP nomination. Of course, Trump wasn't there, nor should he have been there. It's wise for him not to associate with these people, since he is apparently trouncing them in the polls. I did not watch the debate. I can't stomach these guys, but I did go back and watch a good deal of it for you. And I watched a lot of different clips, and a lot of you have probably heard by now. Vivek Ramaswamy was on fire in this debate, and he was worth the price of admission. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with this guy. Let me quickly add, let me get my wire off my mic base here. Let me quickly add, folks, I am not gullible, okay? I am not saying Ramaswamy is a great candidate. Of the remaining stooges, the wannabes that are challenging Trump, he's by far the best as far as I'm concerned. But I am not a sucker, okay? I have had my heart broken by so many candidates, including Donald Trump, by the way. I don't get my hopes too high on anybody anymore. Rhetoric is one thing, reality is quite another. You can go back as far as Ronald Reagan. He was the master of rhetoric. He always said the right things, and he made you a believer. But the fact of the matter remains, when Reagan left office, government was bigger than when he took office. And the fact of the matter is that with Donald Trump, he's got plenty of red meat for you, and he says usually the right things that get you excited. But the fact of the matter is, when he was in office, he did nothing to tackle our national debt. There were some good things he did, but he didn't do anything about our national debt. He was a wild spender as well. So when it comes to Vivek, I like a lot of what I hear, but I'm a little too cynical, to be quite honest with you, to ever be all in with just about anybody again, because what they say is one thing, what they potentially do is quite another. But I can appreciate the good things I hear from people like Vivek when he says them. And Vivek was pulling no punches the other night. He was absolutely going after Ronna McDaniel, the chairman of the Republican Party, and somebody that Trump has got apparently no problem with, or at least didn't have when she assumed the position. Trump should have opposed her, but he did not. And may I remind you that Ronna McDaniel is a Romney. Does that ring any bells with you? And she acts like a Romney, too, if you ask me. More on Romney in just a minute, but let's continue. Vivek was having none of it. He was going after her, and he was saying, essentially, look at the record. We are doing nothing but losing. We lost in 16, or rather, we lost in 20. We lost in 2022. We lost last night. He meant last Tuesday night. And he was saying, basically, Ronna McDaniel has got to go. We have got to get somebody in here who knows how to win. I mean, he was holding nothing back. It was a breath of fresh air. But he also went after little Nikki Neocon Haley at the debate last night, or Tuesday night. Today is Friday. I keep getting my days mixed up. He really went after Nikki Haley, and I detailed for you in a previous show a couple of days ago about how Vivek wanted a no neocons pledge signed by members of his administration. He doesn't want to send any more money to Ukraine. He wants Israel to fight their own wars. And I'm just saying, amen, amen. He's saying we got our own problems over here with the border, and my ears are perking up. So, I don't think Vivek is probably going to be a player I think this is Trump's election to lose right now, but Vivek is probably going to have a spot, I would assume, in a Trump administration. The man is articulate, more so than anybody else, including Trump, if you ask me. He has a command of the language, and he is quick on his feet. He is witty. He makes some salient points over and over again. And the other night, he went after neocon Nikki Haley with guns blazing, and it was wonderful to hear. But he even went after... He went where maybe you're not supposed to go, but he went there anyway, and I forget exactly what it was about. But he went after Nikki Haley's daughter for being on TikTok. And he was telling Nikki Haley, why don't you stop telling us what we need to be doing? Why don't you get your own house in order? And Nikki Haley's blood instantly began to boil, and she told Vivek Ramaswamy for him to keep his nose away from her daughter. Don't mention his daughter. She called him scum. Nikki Haley called Vivek scum. Well, I mention all this to say this. There is a man that I follow on Twitter. You should follow him too if you're there. X, Twitter, whatever. This man, and I hope actually to have him on our show one day. This guy is terrific. His name is Eric Brakey, and Eric is Senator Eric Brakey. He is a state senator from the state of Maine. He runs as a Republican, but he's ostensibly a libertarian. He ran for the U.S. Senate in Maine, but that was a tall order. He didn't quite make that, but he's still in the House or the state Senate in Maine. But Eric Brakey had a killer reply for Nikki Haley. He tweeted this to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley was schooling Vivek, remember, for going after her daughter, and Eric Brakey said this to Nikki Haley, quote, "How about Vivek agrees to keep your daughter out of the debates if you agree to keep all our sons and daughters out of your stupid wars," unquote. Man, Senator Brakey, that was gold. How about Vivek agrees to keep your daughter out of the debates if you agree, neocon Nikki, to keep our sons and daughters out of your stupid wars? Man, that is gold. I wish Vivek had thought to say that to Nikki Haley. There's nobody I want to see go down more than Nikki Haley in this thing. She needs to get out, her and Chris Christie, and they will, of course. But you remember, Donald Trump named Nikki Haley his UN ambassador. I hope he's learned his lesson and he wouldn't give her a job as the White House janitor now. I hope he wouldn't do that, but who knows. All right, let me go on to the next story. This concerns Representative Thomas Massie, who is the best member of Congress we've got going, if you ask me, in terms of the House of Representatives. Thomas Massie is he is a congressman, of course, from the state of Kentucky, and he tweeted this this week with regard to a piece of legislation which has to do with, well, I'll just read you what he tweeted and they'll explain it. He says this: the federal government has mandated that all vehicles sold after 2026 must have a kill switch that can disable your vehicle based on your driving performance. My amendment to defund that unconstitutional mandate failed tonight, with the help of Republicans, I might add. He didn't say that, but I did. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a kill switch that this legislation has passed Congress. And this, you know, folks, a lot of things sound like good ideas. You can propose an idea like what I'm about to share with you, and people may say, well, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but the devil is always in the details. This is what the kill switch is being billed as being all about, okay? This is from this is from the bill, which was crafted November 15th of 2021, and it is it concerns advanced impaired driving technology. There's a lot of legalese in here, but let me cut through it and just read you this specific section. Advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology. The term advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology means a system that can passively monitor the performance of a driver of a motor vehicle to accurately identify whether that driver may be impaired and prevent or limit motor vehicle operation as an impairment is detected. Now let me cut through all the legalese for you and explain it like this. This bill is being sold as something to combat drunk drivers, okay? In other words, they're coming up with a technology and they are mandating that this technology be included in all American domestic vehicles by, I believe it is the year 2026. Yeah, all vehicles sold after 2026 must have a kill switch. The technology is being billed as such that can determine whether or not the driver of a vehicle is impaired. And if this technology, this app or whatever it is, determines that you are an impaired driver, then the technology would be able to shut your car off just like that. Now, as I say, the devil is always in the details because it's being billed as something that would stop a drunk driver. But folks, do you think it stops with that? Absolutely, it does not stop with that. You know, a lot of states have passed hands-free driving legislation where you cannot touch your phone. You can talk on a phone, but you can't touch your phone. You have to go hands-free. Now, that's probably a good thing to be hands-free. The point is they're trying to stop distracted driving, but there's always distracted driving. I mean, if you've got somebody in the car with you and you're talking to them, you are technically distracted. The music that's playing or the talk shows that are playing on your radio can distract you. Other drivers can distract you. Billboards can distract you. There's distractions everywhere, okay? So this is being billed as stopping drunk drivers, but where would it stop? There's no regulation on this thing. They can technically, theoretically, stop you from driving your car just with a flip of a switch, a kill switch. Literally, it's being billed as stopping drunk drivers, but would it really? What if you're a member of a MAGA, you're a MAGA American, and you're on your way to a Trump rally? Could they stop you from going by deploying the kill switch? Oh, you think that sounds crazy? Do you really? I don't think it's crazy at all. The devil's in the details, folks. What if they don't like where you're going with your car? They can just kill it. Think of this. Having a kill switch on your car and somebody else is in control over it. Well, who's in control of the kill switch? They don't like the fact that you appear to be drunk, so they'll just kill your car in the middle of the road? Well, maybe you are drunk. What if you're in the middle of driving through fog and they just kill your car right in the middle of the road? You think that's going to go well for you or other drivers? They determine that you're distracted, so somebody just hits the kill switch and shuts your car off in the middle of an interstate? Seriously? Do you think they could kill your car for any reason? You better believe they could. Don't put anything past this government. They bill it as stopping drunk drivers, but the devil is in the details, folks. I'm telling you. Now, I'm all for stopping distracted driving, but folks, this is bad legislation, and the unfortunate part of it is a lot of Republicans opposed Representative Massey. Hopefully, somehow this thing can get overturned. I really hope so. All right, let me conclude with this. You may know that a week or so ago, Senator Mittens Romney announced he was not going to be seeking re-election to the Senate from the state of Utah next year. A lot of people speculate it's because he doesn't think he can get re-elected, and I think that's probably one case at least. Well, this week, another senator, this one a Democrat from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, announced he also was retiring from the Senate. So Romney of Utah, a Republican, and Manchin of West Virginia, a Democrat, both announced they're retiring from the Senate, and they're not going to run for re-election. So we've seen the last of these two, right? Not so fast. Now, maybe we have seen the last of them, but I gravely doubt that. Now, I don't pretend to know what's going to happen. All we have now, as I speak, is mere speculation. But there are people who are speculating that Romney and Manchin, or Manchin and Romney, because they're interchangeable, don't you know, the uniparty and all that, are not retiring from politics, just from the Senate, if you get my drift. Some people are speculating that Senators Romney and Manchin are possibly going to weigh the prospects of a third-party presidential bid. So it would be President Romney and Vice President Manchin, or President Manchin and Vice President Romney running for the presidency on a third-party ticket. Now, something tells me, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not, third-party tickets historically never succeed. All they ever do is play spoiler for somebody else. Of course, if these two clowns thought that by running a third-party ticket they could keep Trump out of the White House, that's probably enough to get them to do it. But I could pretty much say that there's nothing that the aforementioned Ronna McDaniel would love more than for her, what is Mitt to her, an uncle, I think, or a cousin? She would probably love to have Romney Manchin or Manchin Romney at the top of the GOP ticket, and I don't think that'll happen. I don't even know if they're going to do this, but I can guarantee you there's a lot of people out there speculating that they're going to run as a third party. Now, we've already got Robert F. Kennedy running third party. Jill Stein announced this week, this retread, she's going to run, I think, as a Green Party candidate, which she's done before. I don't think she would get enough votes to make much of a difference, even as a spoiler, but I would say Jill Stein probably takes votes away from Biden, not from Trump. So anyway, the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you could potentially have the Democratic ticket, the Republican ticket, the Green Party ticket. What other parties are out there? The Constitution Party, the Libertarian Party. So you've potentially got a lot of different tickets out there other than the two majors. And, of course, Kennedy's running now as an independent. So there could be a whole lot of parts to this stew, if you will, and how that affects the final outcome, I do not know. I don't personally think Romney and Manchin are going to go third party, but I could be wrong. Very easily could be wrong about this. Whatever the case, I know for a fact that Mitt Romney cannot stand Donald Trump, and Manchin probably feels exactly the same way. And if they can do anything to keep Trump out of the White House, I have no doubt they would do it. So if that means binding together and forming a new ticket, I wouldn't put it past them. We shall see. All right, folks, that's what's going on. Hey, do me a big favor. Give me a thumbs up on this video down below. hit that like button. If you have not yet subscribed to the Triple T channel, hit that red button down below and join our community. I would love to have you. Everybody go out there and have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday, if not before. See you then.